So this Ray, man, you cannot imagine Darth Vader with any other voice. And I'm gonna tell you, James Earl Jones, if he was, I'm sure they would have found somebody, but there's footage out there where you can see Darth Vader without James Earl Jones' voice. And it's, well.
Bring the ship apart piece by piece until you find those tapes. Find the passengers of this vessel. I want them alive.
I can still hear.
I want them alive. Sound like Victor Frankenstein.
You know, all the stormtroopers are laughing. Whatever, man. Okay.
They got his mask on.
They don't respect him. Yeah, whatever.
I want them alive.
A big birthday gift for me, because my birthday's next month. A big birthday gift for me is if you came out to see the 1-year anniversary of me doing sit-down comedy at the Broadway Comedy Club. Going to be back in the Red Room September 27th. Oz will join me later as we just sit down and just lollygag with the audience. And then we're going to have all of you up for open mic. And that show, again, is going to be 9 p.m. at the Broadway Comedy Club. That's a Friday. Get your tickets now by going over to BroadwayComedyClub.com. All right, y'all. It's been a long time since we've done a tribute to someone that's died. We pay our respects, but we don't often these days stop the show to talk at length about someone that passed away. But everybody's saying when you're a legend like, what's this man's name?
Oh,
no, I'm kidding. No, James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones. You can't. He actually looked like my dad a little bit when my dad passed.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, seriously. Y'all can
show damn dude.
Man, you can kind of see it. Look at this.
Yeah, I guess so.
Look at this. Yeah, he actually looked kind of like my father when he passed. Yeah, so James Earl Jones, man, you know, it pretty much was my daddy then, I can say. He was everybody's daddy. He raised everyone, one way or another.
Raised you right.
You know it. I raised you right. You have to put some baritone and bass in it, Martin. You have failed me for the last time. Yeah. Died. Well, you know, I mean, I'm sure there were some complications, but I mean, just of a good old age. 93.
93.
Hell yeah, you win.
Yeah, 93 years old. Now, we're going to give our respects. We're going to sit up here and talk about the good memories that this man has given us, the impact that he has given to entertainment, you know, and all things, cinema, stage, shows, you know, all kind of stuff. He's given us laughs. He's made us cry. He's scared the shit out of us. You know, this man has done all kind of things. He's babysat your kids. Also, we're going to get into some things in here. Not that I want to bring up bad things about someone who's passed, but there's one particular thing that's starting to go around again, and I did not know this. I just found this out pretty much, and I think I might have heard it before, but I just found this out today. Okay. So some things are resurfacing about James Earl Jones, and they're controversial things, and you know, it brings up the question, do we acknowledge this or do we talk about this after this man has passed? But we'll get into that in a little while. Right now, I mean, needless to say, the man, you know, his voice is something that's had an impact on many, many generations, including very young people.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom. The sun will set on my time here and will rise with you as the new.
He's like, God damn. He's like, you have the most amazing voice. Man, I was listening to this with my headphones on, and I had to turn the bass down because they were beating my skull.
And then when Simba grew up, he had the voice of Matthew Broderick.
Yeah. Well, I have a voice like you. No, you will not. Don't even think about it. You will sound like a whiny white man when you grow up. You know, of course, that's the Lion King where he played Mufasa. And it goes without saying. He was father of one of cinema's greatest animated heroes out there.
Now they're ruining it.
Father of one of the greatest cinematic heroes.
Exactly. Yeah. And also he was one of cinema's probably top 3 all great villains.
You have failed me for the last time.
Man, why you gotta keep saying that?
Stop doing it.
No, Captain Piet, you are in command now, Admiral Piet.
Now I'm gonna tell you.
You weren't even there.
Yeah. Captain Piet is just like, yeah, okay.
Like, don't give me a promotion. Don't give me a promotion. You're in command now. Oh, you can't quit.
I know. He did.
You know, I quit this bitch.
You must have your exit interview.
You can't force choke twice, can he?
Yes, you do quit. Just playing. So this Ray, man, you cannot imagine Darth Vader with any other voice. And I'm gonna tell you, James Earl Jones, if he was, I'm sure they would have found somebody, but there's footage out there where you can see Darth Vader without James Earl Jones' voice, and it's well.
Bring the ship apart piece by piece until you find those tapes. Find the passengers of this vessel. I want them alive.
I can still hear.
I want them alive. Sound like Victor Frankenstein.
You know, all the stormtroopers are laughing. Whatever, man. Okay.
They got his mask on.
They don't respect him. Yeah, whatever.
I want them alive.
You don't get him.
Yeah, they all laughing behind his back.
I want them alive.
Is that after tea time, sir? You bitch. Yeah, that's what he would do. Who said that? I want to know. Yeah, that's the actor.
Yeah, David Prowse.
That's playing him in a, and they knew right then that they would have to get a much more intimidating voice. And so you had that with, of course, with James Earl Jones.
Imagine him at the premiere with his family. And so he's hearing his other voice come out of him. We didn't know you could speak like that, David.
I didn't know either.
They all tremble at the sound of my voice. Watch. Damn, you sound like a black man. Yeah, I do, don't I?
Is that really you, dear?
Yeah, baby. Yeah. It sure is. It's called acting, baby.
Yeah, I'm an actor, baby.
You can't recognize.
It still don't sound like you.
Fudge. But man, you're talking about a man whose voice was so amazing that he didn't have to sing the national anthem. He just spoke it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he came out and did it. He turned that national anthem into spoken word.
Oh, say, can you see whose broad stripes and bright stars?
What the f?
I thought this was going to be cool, but I think it's goofy as hell.
Well, you have to wait to the end when he got finished and the whole crowd went like this. Yeah, man.
I mean, it's still better than Carl Lewis.
Hey, listen. he didn't f it up.
Right.
Not Carl.
Yeah. But we didn't get to the rocket part. By the rocket!
Who left?
God damn it. Yeah, man, he had that voice. Of course, everybody knew him for his voice. That's why we keep talking about it.
Right. It's CNN.
Yep, that's true. They would get. I remember I looked for this clip specifically because he had such a cool voice that David Letterman brought him on just to prove that he could say anything, anything, and make it sound badass.
I can't believe it's not butter. Yeah. J-Lo in the house.
God
It's funny, like every time he says something, it feels like he's about to choke somebody.
Yeah, like he feels like Darth Vader. I'm like watching that.
Well, that's why if he was trying to teach you something, you learn at that moment.
Hell yeah.
This man, not only did he read things, but he was good with numbers. He was on the second episode of Sesame Street. You goddamn right, them kids learn how to count. They learn how to count to 10 that day, or else.
Oh shit!
We got a bald head too.
Yeah.
There? Oh shit!
Wasn't no Muppets around because they're like, nah, we ain't going over there. Wasn't no Muppets around. Wasn't no funny skit. It was just this man looking at the screen and said, "You better learn how to count these goddamn numbers right now."
Yeah.
1,
1, 2, 6.
This is like this is like you got to the count of 10 to get my money. This is when I reach 10, I'm gonna start breaking fingers. All right, I'll choke your ass out. Yeah, you goddamn right. I learned how to count to 10.
That was on Sesame Street.
That was on the second episode of Sesame Street, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's early days when he looked like that.
Because they had these. I remember this. I was probably born that the year Sesame Street came out. Maybe I was 1 year old. But they used to show this in reruns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would always chop up
Yeah.
episodes and replay them in
I'm
different.
just counting.
Yeah. I saw this in reruns, but it only took one time. Or should I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I got
Before
it.
you better have it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah. So the thing with James Earl Jones is that you see that he appealed to a lot of people, young and old. Maybe you saw him, on David Letterman, or maybe you saw him, in Star Wars, or maybe you were around when he first came out. The younger people remember him from the Star Wars and the Lion King and things like that.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's your generation.
Yeah, that's me.
Everybody has that generation of James. But some people were around, I think, when he started first making his debut. Like, your parents or your grandparents, probably now these days, your grandparents were around when he really hit it big with audiences and critics alike with The Great White Hope.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, he played, was he based on?
Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson, yeah. Where he played a boxer who was controversial for not only running his mouth and talking about how he was beating up all these white people, but also for dating white women.
Yeah.
Could be your story.
I like this. What y'all saying?
It's like you went out the boxing.
Hey.
Now, most white folks, of course, are behind the White Hope. Are you the Black Hope?
I'm black and I'm hoping.
Jane Alexander.
And Jane Alexander's also movie was sort of pushing the boundaries because it was an interracial couple on the screen. And this is 1970. Yeah, this is in the 1970s when things start to relax a little bit, but people were still not comfortable with seeing a black man with a white woman on the screen right there.
And that's what that movie was all about.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, he must have tore her ass up because she couldn't get enough of him. I'm just gonna see if this is a secret. Like, I'm crazy about him.
As a Broadway play, The Great White Hope won the Pulitzer Prize for playwright Howard Sackler.
Yeah, it was a big thing with the play being a big deal at the time. Yeah, what's that?
Yeah, it sounded like they changed his name to Jack Jefferson for the movie.
That's why it says based on him. What's that guy's name?
Hal Holbrook.
Hal Holbrook, yeah. Yeah, a lot of big names in this movie. This is a scene where she's like, I'm crazy about him.
Generous and he's kind. I'm crazy for him, yes. I don't care. It's the truth.
Well, he dicked her ass down good.
We must go kill him.
Yeah, I know you remember this movie. It's interesting to go back and see because everybody has seen the older James Earl Jones. Everybody's used to seeing that.
Yeah.
It's so crazy to go back and see him in his younger days.
His young Studley days.
Yeah, because he's a good-looking guy, man.
Yeah, very much so.
You remember Bingo's Traveling All-Stars?
Bingo Long and the Traveling All-Stars?
Bingo Long and the Traveling All-Stars,
and Motor Kings. That's a long title. Yeah, I saw it in theater.
You did? I forgot that he was in that movie. I saw it on TV.
Yeah. It's mostly him and Billy D. Williams, and then Richard Pryor is in it.
Richard Pryor's in it. So, man, there's some trivia for you. James Earl Jones was in a movie with Richard Pryor.
Damn. What can I do for you?
Spoke to you on the phone. You book us a game here this afternoon.
You just show us the ballpark and we'll be down there in a minute.
So you had Darth Vader and Lando Calrissian over here, man. Yeah, man. Before they start fighting before he joined the Empire, before he fought the Empire.
Yeah. That movie's all about the baseball leagues.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah. Now that's for the early folks out there, that know all this about him. Now, if you were in the 80s, you probably know.
You skipped over Claudine.
What is Claudine?
Oh, it's him and Diane Carroll. It was a romantic comedy, but I believe there was some Oscars involved in that. Like either got Best Picture or he was nominated or won.
Let me see. Claudine.
Gladys Knight did the soundtrack.
Gladys Knight?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Claudine.
Yeah, she was like a single mom. He was a garbage man, and they were trying to live together, and they had all kind of trouble with like them being together. They couldn't get their food stamps, and
damn.
Yeah, it was all government's like, well, you live with a man, you can't still get
that was
this.
some real struggle shit.
Oh yeah. But it's a good movie.
Wait a minute. It's 139 Edgecombe Avenue. My name is Claudine Price.
Rupert P. Marshall, 7 o'clock.
Damn, he look like your Fat Kodo in Alien, man.
Right? Yeah, he does.
Too old to be messing around.
20th Century Fox.
Oh, yeah, you know that's 70. You that waka back when they put porn music and anything with black people. He was also in a Casper movie. He played Kabosh. Oh yeah, so I didn't know that. Yeah, we ain't gonna, man. There's too many movies with him.
Oh yeah.
We
not gonna go down the whole
Don't think we
catalog.
can't. Yeah, we ain't gonna go through the whole IMDb library of James Earl Jones.
It'd be all night.
Yeah, we would be. We're just going over the highlights here. Although that was a good one because that's that movie that was nominated. You say for something. I also had him with a black woman from once.
Yeah.
We're going to get that. There's a controversy with him. We'll get into that in a little bit. Now, yeah, unless you have another thing you want to pull up, we can go to the 80s.
No, we can jump to the 80s.
Yeah, so in the 80s, there's different sides of James Earl Jones you could see. Again, there's a lot of movies. We're not going to go through everything, but some of you remember the highlights, like some of you were fans of dramas, and you remember him from Field of Dreams.
Sit in shirt sleeves on a perfect afternoon. It'll be as if they'd dipped themselves in magic waters.
Now, they were playing baseball until he started talking. And everything
You see how they just walking towards it,
everything just stopped. Yeah. Damn, that James Earl Jones talking? Some of you might remember him if you're into fantasy. You remember Conan?
Oh, that's right.
When he had that wig on.
Yeah. Tulsa Doom.
Steel isn't strong, boy.
Come give me my child.
Hey, James Earl Jones' voice. His voice will make you do that, man.
He's gonna do it.
Yeah. If you jump up, if he says jump off a cliff with that voice, you gonna do it.
Now, so you thought the War Boys started
Yeah,
that?
no, hell no. She said,
James Earl Jones.
shit, James Earl Jones tell you to do something, you do it. And she did it gladly. She said, hell yeah.
Witness me.
James Earl Jones talked to me. Yeah, I don't need to live anymore. It don't get no better than this.
There's nothing left for me in this world.
Like she went ass first too.
Right, shit.
Now, if you're into comedy, and some of you younger people will know this, even if you weren't born in the 80s, this would be a familiar one right here.
I received your telegram. What is Akeem?
You can see he killed Mufasa right here.
Yeah. I always thought that
He went out. Your only job was to look after Akeem. How could you let him come to such a pass?
I love that he uses weight in that. That's Coming to America, where he played Eddie Murphy's father.
And Darth Vader always jacking people up.
He sure is. Shit. He was really good too. Man, I was trying to find a clip in this movie that I thought there's a line that I think is funny that he does because he looks crazy.
Oh, he's talking about his bathers.
Yeah, you know that.
You have sex with your bathers? I know I do with mine.
I know I do. And he smiled at me.
Yeah,
Do
like,
you have sex with your bathers? I know I do.
Like, oh, okay, all right.
Get your nasty ass away from me.
You just ruined it.
Yeah. And if you were a fan of the stage, you know his work, Othello, and here's the one, boy. Now,
August Wilson.
Yeah, Fences. Now, as much as I love Denzel, and I do love him in this movie, this is a famous scene from the movie Fences, and this is one of the most famous lines in the movie.
Answer me when I talk to you. Don't you eat every day? Yeah. As long as you in my house, you put a sir on the end of it when you talk to me.
Now, Denzel, much respect. Intimidating, surely. And he would be in my head if that was my father.
That was my father.
Okay, that was my father too. But every now and then, it's like, you know what, I could probably take him. Every now, if you want to get crazy, I'm gonna try.
You get nuts, Jack.
Yeah. I'm gonna put up an effort. James Earl Jones playing that part is like, oh hell no. He's huge, and he's got that bass, and that role that he played was just way more intimidating.
Straighten up, goddammit.
Sure,
Ask your question. As long as you live in my house, you put a sir on the end of it when you talk to me. Yes, sir.
Now, see, this is where I would start. Fear farting and pissing on myself.
Yeah,
you know,
like this shit ain't even in the script. What the? He's saying, yeah, I'm gonna say, he's saying.
Yeah,
script.
Yeah, that is in the script.
It's in the script.
Oh, okay.
It's in the script.
That's Courtney B Vance.
Yeah,
Wow.
very young Courtney B Vance.
No kidding.
Who's terrified right now.
Right.
That kid's terrified. Terrified.
Yeah. Now, like I said, there's a James Earl Jones for everyone out there. Old heads out there, you know him from the 70s. We know him from the 80s, whether it be in drama, fantasy, science fiction, comedy. Scared you into learning how to count on Sesame Street. And of course, like I said, the kids. They had Mufasa and, to a certain extent, Star Wars. And a few other things, I'm sure. Somebody say he was in Casper out there,
Okay.
So, but
it was work.
Yeah, exactly. Also, he was in other movies, it got to a point, man got to work. Like he was in Soul Man.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the few good things in Soul Man. But as I was looking this up, all this stuff about James Earl Jones, man. So I ran across an article and then a video. And it's definitely very controversial. I don't think, James Earl Jones is dead now. And I'm definitely not trying to come in and talk ill of someone that's passed. But it is very interesting. And, it does bring up the question, do we continue to have this conversation about him? And it kind of shook me. So James Earl Jones was married twice, I believe, and both of them to white women. His wife right there, do you know her name? I'll look it up. Y'all. James Earl Jones. Type in James Earl Jones, it'll tell you who he's married to. James Earl Jones. And he was married to, let me see here. So I believe that's his first wife, Julian Marie. He was in Othello with her, I believe. And Cecilia Hart was his second wife, married from 1982 to 2016 with her. Excuse me. So in this interview, I don't know who's doing the interview, but they asked him about black women. And he did he
get one of these Julian answers?
If only. Julian gave, your answer is amazing compared to what your answer is actually respectful.
That can't be that bad.
The way you talked about black women disrespectfully, your answer is respectful compared to what James Earl Jones said here, because he pretty much was saying, and forgive me if I'm summarizing this in a way that is not coming across, but it sounds like he's saying strong black women. He uses the term militant right here. Strong black women are just not feminine enough and not attractive. And and it's made it seem like they shut up and just calm their asses down. They'd be attractive like these docile white women out here. I mean, listen, you be the judge.
Yeah.
You all listen to it and be the judge and tell me what you think. And I probably won't play the whole thing because it depends on how we're feeling about it, because it's like 3 minutes and 50 seconds. But let's go ahead and take a listen to a little bit of this interview, at least the beginning of it.
Jim, do black men marry white women because of the nature of black women?
On the feminine aspect of the black militant woman.
He's thinking hard. How can I say I like white women without saying I like white women? How can I say that, these black women, they loud and they need to calm their ass down. That's what he's kind of saying right there.
Yeah, he's saying it like they're so loud and militant that they're emasculating the black men.
Yeah. That's what he meant by they're ahead and taking over. And it's something that has hurt a lot of people who saw this. Because some people were saying, man, I put it out there. long time ago, and people jumped on me, or they didn't believe it, or they just didn't pay attention to it, and now it's starting to come back out again. And you know, and I don't know, man. I mean, like, I'm definitely not trying to sit up here and say, you know, he needs to be canceled, but he's dead now anyway. So
sure,
but a lot of people are hurt by discovering this, especially a lot of black women.
Yeah, I get that. It certainly would have been hurtful at the time, and you know, there was a lot of militancy going around. I guess the missing element here is that time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see how young he was at the time this was, you know, recorded.
Yeah.
And, you know, did his views ever change? Like, is there a follow-up interview? Because it'd be easy to be young. And because when you're that age, you think you know everything.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a reporter talking to you, they can steer you to answer in a certain way. They make it seem like they're just asking questions you're answering, but those are very guided questions. And there's a thing in the human brain that when somebody like comes to you with something and asks a request, you want to please them. I see this with interviewers a lot, where they're trying to get an answer and the person being interviewed kind of wants to give them the answer they want. So their language goes toward that. And you know, they don't always snap and go like, well, not really. You know, they'll go like, well, you know, like, I kind of see what you're saying. I'm trying to go along with it. But a lot of it is just like, okay, yeah, when you were, you know, in your either 20s or maybe even early 30s, that's how you felt. You know, how do you feel later? You lived till 93.
Yeah.
There's another 50 years added onto this.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's why I say I'm not trying to sit up here and besmirch the man. I'm definitely not. I'm not trying to drag his name in the mud. I just think it's a conversation worth having, you know, because I think a lot of people overlook these things. And some people still are saying like he did not change his views.
Okay.
Some people are not, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
See, I'm not trying to give a definite answer, but I will say a comment like that is very hurtful, especially when especially when people discover this after like looking at this man as a hero for some people or a legend. And I don't think that you should come in and I'm not saying you should try to hold a dead man accountable for what he said, especially we don't know how he felt before he died. Maybe we'll learn that he did, maybe we'll learn that he didn't feel the same way. But you definitely can scrutinize and hold somebody's words accountable. You know, you can hold their thought process accountable. And like I said, I'm not telling people not to marry white women or anything like that. I'm just saying he didn't ever marry a black woman. And you know, we never heard about anything later. So maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But it's a conversation worth having. I don't think we should overlook it just because he died. I mean, you can respect his work, but if this is something that really puts people down, you know, and like I said, I felt it, man. A lot of people on X, Twitter, you know.
I thought you meant they took ecstasy. Okay.
Yeah. And it's kicking in right now. Well, I loves me some white women. It's just so good, I might love a black one. But you know, a lot of people saying, damn, James. Damn, James. Damn. James. No, they were like saying, damn, you know, this really feels, this feels bad hearing this. It makes me feel bad that somebody that I looked up to would feel that way about me.
Oh yeah.
And I just feel bad knowing that somebody thought like this when I thought that they didn't. So yeah, it's a conversation worth having. I don't think it's gonna ruin the man's legend or his work or anything, but definitely understand people's emotions behind this. And I think even I saw it and I was saddened by the whole thing.
Yeah, it sucks. You know, it's not great, especially for him, but it is one in a continual stream of lessons of you know, appreciate the work, but don't worship the person. Anyone that you don't know,
right?
Just don't have hero worship.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying it to be cynical. It's not even a good thing to have. You can totally appreciate what somebody does. You can learn from what they do. You can admire their works. But them as a person, you never know these people.
They always have that saying, this is a prime reason of don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
Don't dig too deep. Yeah, you know, again, I don't know how you got any opinions here.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't like the way that, I don't know who asked that question, but I don't like that question at all. Like from the interviewer.
I mean,
I see like, yo, he likes what he likes. You know what I'm saying? I'll never go nobody for liking who they like. But like just to kind of ask that question like that, I was just like, that's kind of.
But weird. Julian, it's not liking who you like. He said he pretty much verbalized a dislike of people. It wasn't like
it's like I just prefer white women. They physically appeal to me.
Yeah,
it's but I don't like those black women.
Yeah, I don't like black women. What's worse about it? I mean, those are his words.
Yeah.
Now I don't know how he felt today, and I'm not going to even try to act like I do. But those words, you know, this is a very controversial thing to come up at this man's death, and I don't blame people talking about it because not only what did he say, I don't like black women, but he went back to that old stereotype of well, y'all just loud. And y'all just loud and mad all the time, and I don't find that attractive.
Yeah,
when,
it's not feminine.
It's not feminine. Let's cut the bullshit. You know, that's just an excuse to justify his like of white women. And by the way, it's not even a good one. It's like, you know,
you tripping on that. Yeah,
no, it's not a good one. It's something I'm also hearing in this with the reporter. He says like, well, going back to a conversation we had the other day. So it's like, so this is one of these things when you get a reporter embedded with you, and they do the whole thing and hanging out, being your buddy, y'all having drinks, and they get you to say a bunch of shit. You know, you get relaxed. It is a lot of people.
Yeah, that's your boy.
They got Brad Pitt with that.
Yeah, a lot of people use an excuse to put black women down, and black women catch it enough, man. But that's one of the most hurtful things of, you know, y'all just angry all the time. Y'all just too loud all the time. You got too much attitude. And that's why I like white women. When it's just kind of like, no, you just like white women because that's what you've been trained to like, or you just don't like, you know, come on, just cut the bullshit and say what you really mean. Yeah, I feel bad for people who had to see this today. I feel, and I do.
I never knew about that.
No, a lot of people didn't. I don't think I did. And, you know, and it's terrible that it had to come up when the man died. But as I said, you know, and I know a lot of people say, don't talk about somebody when they're dead. Not talking ill about the man, talking, you know, just talking about his words and talking about this just coming out. And I don't think that, again, it's being disrespectful when you talk about something that somebody said, especially so demeaning like this.
Sure. And, you know, he looks like he just got off a stage from playing Othello.
Yeah.
And he just carried that over with him.
Yeah. I really am not trying to disrespect this man right here. I'm trying to just talk for the people that did see this and the people that were shocked and hurt by it. I mean, like I said, black women catch it hard enough, man. They don't need James Earl Jones talking shit from the dead.
Right.
you know, from beyond the grave.
Gee, I wonder why they're always angry.
Yeah.
You saying shit like this.
Yeah, but that's just an excuse.
Yeah.
You know, we always have said that saying that black women are always angry is just the old adage of just trying to put them down, you know, trying to silence them when they have legitimate reasons for what they say, you know, and don't sit up here and act like it's just, well, you know, man, listen, you know what, you know how it is. You see him in the movies, you see him, you see him out in public being all ghetto and shit. Well, you know, there are white people do the same thing.
Yeah, I see a lot of people being ghetto and shit.
Yeah, there's I've seen a whole lot of trashy white people out there talking crazy, you know, but they don't have the whole race speak for them. You know, they don't speak for the whole race. With black women, they try to speak for all black women, you know, and again, that hurts, you know. It's, you know what? If you just shut up, you'd be more attractive. It's sexist and it's racist. Yeah, and I hate that, man. I hate that, and I really hate hearing that from James Earl Jones. I'm saddened that this is one of the things that had to come out of the woodwork after he died. But you know, I do try to separate the art from the man in this case, because like I said, I don't know how he felt years later.
Yeah, that was when he was super young, or he was young.
And some people say
you never know.
And some people say he felt the same way, and if he did, I mean, I don't know. I'm not making any kind of judgments or convictions until I really know for sure. We may never know, but that moment right there is an ugly moment, and I don't think anybody needs to like try to hide that. I don't think anybody need to sweep that under the rug because you want to keep your good memories of James Earl Jones. You know, like you said, Martin, you got to take the flaws as well as the great things somebody has done. And, you know, it's sad, but it's true. You put it perfectly when you said, you know, you just don't get to know nobody.
Just don't build them up in your head and put them on a pedestal. Love their work. You can say like, they're a great author. I love all the work they do. What about them personally? I don't know. I don't care. That has no effect on me. You know, everybody's going through it now because Neil Gaiman has been catching a case.
Oh yeah.
And he's done work that people love. I love it. Yeah, I was like, I'm still. They get that second season Sandman out, I'm gonna be watching it.
Hey, listen, that's why I put all my crazy out there. I want y'all to know y'all don't want to meet me. I'm actually pretty nice when you meet me, but I want you to have the feeling I don't want to meet him. I put that right out there in public. I don't meet that asshole. Why I want to meet him? All right. Well, you made it to the end of the video. That must mean you really like what we do. So if you do, check out these other videos just like this one. Check out our other YouTube channels and subscribe to join our wonderful Toasty community. And as always, stay toasty.